Hey, what's up, guys? It's Kyle Jones, Jones Sport Fishing. Hey, today is Monday, September 16th, and here is your Clearwater and Snake Clearwater Confluence weekly fishing report. So this will be our first weekly report. We'll be reporting every week now until the end of Steelhead season. So if you guys are into this, make sure you subscribe to our channel, like us on Facebook. We've got a lot of content that's going to be headed your guys' way, and we're pretty excited. So let's just I'm just going to recap sort of the last week. We pretty much started in full force in the Confluence, Salmon and Steelhead on the lower Clearwater last week. The catch and keep for Steelhead opened above Memorial Bridge on September 10th. And so that was also the first day I started in the Confluence. We've been, I know I've been mostly hover fishing eggs. As you can see here, I got this hover fishing setup. I'm going to show you guys this here at the end of the video. So stay tuned and we'll show you that. But Barry and Jesse have been mostly trolling. I know Barry or Jesse's been bouncing back and forth between hover fishing and trolling. So yeah, last week we had a pretty consistent Chinook bite. We were getting we've been getting a handful every single day. Some days more, some days less. Somewhere between 3 and 5 or 6 landed. But we've had a lot more opportunities than that too. The guys trolling are getting quite a bit of opportunities. They're, I think Barry and Jesse really they're kind of having days where they're having 10 to 12 chances a day, and whether they get half of those, that's a pretty decent deal. We lose a lot of fish in the Confluence, so that's why I kind of default to hover fishing. Hover fishing is my favorite way of fishing down there. So that hover bite has been really consistent for me, and I'm fishing right out in front of the mouth of the Clearwater, kind of right off the first shelf. Those fish sort of come in there and they start to stage, they mill around, and hover fishing when they're in there, when they're biting on it, can be incredibly effective. That was until today. The guys trolling, I know Jesse and Barry, they kind of whooped my butt trolling today. We didn't do very well, but we were able to sneak up into the Clearwater, and we kind of salvaged our day with Steelhead. So it's really exciting right now because we've got all these fall Chinook, and we've just got an incredible Steelhead run on the way, and we've been getting both most days. So that's not to say that there hasn't been some tough days in there. There has, but fishing overall has been pretty good, and I think it'll just kind of continue to get better. So with that said, let me kind of give you guys a rundown on my hover fishing setup. So I actually went to a dedicated hover rod this year. This isn't technically a hover rod, but I'm really loving it right now. It's a 8'2" G Loomis IMX. It's actually a hot shot rod, and this is the 1/4 to a 1 ounce. It's an 8 to 15, so it's a little bit on the light side. And what I really like about that is it's got a really, I don't know if you guys can see that here, but it's got a really light tip, super sensitive, super lightweight in the hand, and got great backbone. So when you do go to set the hook, you've got some good mustard there behind it. And then I don't think there's anything more fun than fighting big kings when you just have a little bit of lead and a bait. This has turned into my favorite way to target fall Chinook around here. Is it the most effective every day? Probably not. Is it the way that I have the most fun? And I think a lot of our customers are really starting to enjoy. Yes. With that said, we're still catching a lot of fish trolling. Barry loves trolling. Jesse's a big time troller. Those guys have been doing really well. So it's not the end all be all, but I do love hover fishing. But so 50 to 65 pound braid. I run my gun pucky, and I'm just running a snap swivel, and then a bead, and then to my bead chain swivel. And in here on the snap swivel, I've been running lately. We haven't had very much current, so I've been running 2 ounce cannonball here. 2 ounces has been about perfect. It stays real up and down vertical, and then bead chain, and then I'm running like 32 inches of leader. So when I get in the run, when I get to where I want to fish, the big thing that I noticed that I'm doing that some other guys, I'm covering water. I'm not spot locking. I'm not anchoring. I'm actually drifting and covering water. So the big thing for me is I'm running my bow mount. I'm also running my kicker, and I'm doing the best that I can to keep my lines straight up and down. If you start to get them bowed out or anything like that, you just really won't get bit as much. But So yeah, straight up and down, get the drift. I'm going to the bottom, and go the neighbor girls on the golf cart. But so when we're getting in the top of the run, set up, drop the gear all the way to the bottom, and then we're coming 2 to 3 cranks off of the bottom, and then trying to hold our rod tips really close to the water and just kind of getting that drift, waiting for that bite. The bite is really subtle. A lot of times it's just peck, and just a subtle pull down, and then yeah, you're setting the hook. And so I think that's my favorite part. It feels a lot like jigging for walleye. It's that kind of real light bite, and then you set the hook and you're just locked into a fish. So I don't know. I really love the hover fish. I know a lot of the guys that have been fishing with me. We've been doing a lot of hover fishing. Everybody seems to be liking it. It's not a kickback, not nearly as relaxing as driving around trolling, but we're super locked in, focused, and yeah, it's been pretty killer setup for me. Everything other than today. But with that said, the steelhead bite has, I mean, for as early as it is, we're getting steelhead every day. We go steelhead fishing, and they are incredible. The best cutting, best eating fish in the river right now are by far these steelhead. So we're gonna keep doing that. So my program's gonna continue to be, I'm gonna get out there first light, probably target salmon, and then see how we're doing 9:30. If nothing's really happening, or we kind of feel like the bite's dying off, I'm gonna head on up the river and go steelhead fishing. So that is unless guys are like, hey, we want to just steelhead fish, or guys are like, hey, we just want salmon fish. So exciting stuff. Lots of fish start moving up in the river. We might start moving up the river with them. So we'll just kind of have to see. But anyway, guys, we're gonna try to keep these reports rolling. So if you guys have anything that you want to see setup wise, anything like that, make sure that you guys drop a comment down below. I'd love to try to get some of that info for you. Also, we're going to kind of start doing some new stuff and doing full rod reviews and things like that. So if you've got things that you want to see, rods you want to see reviewed, you want to see what our honest opinion about stuff is, let's do it, right? So I just want to say, like, we don't get anything for free. So all of the equipment that we use, myself, Brett, Barry, all of us are buying that individually. So yeah, if we're fishing it, we like it, or we're trying to figure out something we like. So if you guys want honest reviews about stuff that we're using, yeah, we'll get those to you. If you guys have things that you like want to see or want to know about, or that it'd be helpful for like buying decisions, anything like that, let us know. We'd love to do stuff for you. I feel like if something can survive the way I operate, it's pretty good. So I've got a pretty interesting cooler review, I think, that some of you guys are gonna like coming at you. So anyway, guys, I gotta get going. As you can see, it's getting dark. I gotta get ready to go for tomorrow. But anyway, guys, God bless, and we'll see you out there. Catch you later. Bye.